What's going on, Niner fans? How we feeling? I told you we'd be back. I told you we'd be back. I said when I said I'll come back when there's news later in the day, and I said it every single time. I say every single time when I tell you I'll be back, they make news happen. So I'm just going to keep saying it because I want more news. I knew it. The 49ers were cooking up. Again, it's not a splashy move. I get it. Everybody wants to, but we're not going to spend big money. But the 49ers got a guy with some upside. Not a bad move, actually. So they bring in Jason Pinnock. Who? I know it's one of those who. 49ers have brought in people that you don't know every year. You're not going to know every player in the league, right? It's like if the 49ers were to release Jalen Moore, which they did, and he signs with another team, those fans of that fan base are going, who the hell's Jalen Moore? They never heard of Jalen Moore because he's not a household name. So it's the same thing. Giants fans probably know who the hell Jason Pinnock is. Niners don't know who Jason Pinnock because we don't follow the Giants. But from what I hear, he's a really solid, good player. He's 25 years old. Let me tell you something. He's 25. Pinnock, he has 5 forced fumbles. He can create turnovers. Niners need to create turnovers. And, you know, they didn't break the bank. It's a one-year deal. They've been looking for safety. You know, last year they tried to go into the safety market and didn't really pan out. I remember there were so many rumors on they're going to go into safety market. They're going to go into the safety market. But the problem is they were still debating if Hufanga is going to be back or whatnot. They didn't know when he was going to come back. So they went out and they got a safety this year. They actually got 2, Richie Grant and Jason Pinnock. And you can put one in special teams. The key here is Jason Pinnock played with Robert Saleh when he was with the Jets. So he left in free agency. He became a starter with the Giants. He was like a special teams guy. He was just a rotational piece with the Jets. And then when free agency came, he left. And Robert Saleh was pretty adamant about this guy. He really liked him. He really liked him when he was with the Jets. So he gets him back, and he can be he could be a depth piece, rotational piece, special teamer. I think this guy's not bad, actually. This was a good move. It's a very relatively safe, low risk, high reward move. I honestly can tell you this is my favorite move of the day. I really like Jason Pinnock. I watched some of his highlights. I've seen his film. I was reading what other people have said about him. I get it. He has to go out there and perform, but it's a solid signing. For a one-year deal, you're not throwing a lot of money at him. Again, the 49ers don't have a lot of money, and they have to go and get players that are business savvy for them. You know, it's got to make some sense financially. This move was good. It's not a horrible move. Honestly, I like this one. California man says Lynch missed out on Drew Dahlman and Jonathan Allen. They were never going to get Drew Dahlman and Jonathan Allen. $20 million and $30 million. They're not going to pay $60 million, $40 million for players that are just unfortunately not going to be on the team. Like, this is the biggest thing I got to tell you guys is 49ers are trying not to spend their money because they don't have much left. The dead cap, they have all of this money accumulated, and you got to clear it off the books. This is the year. They're going to clear it. They have 11 draft picks, guys. I like the move. They needed depth. You lose Talanoa Hufanga, you get Jason Pinnock. Honestly, that's a dub right there. I love Hufanga. I get it. Oh, he's Troy Polamalu 2.0. And then he tore his ACL. Jason Pinnock, 25 years old, young talent, has upside. He's in the prime of his career. I like it. I think this was a good replacement for Talanoa Hufanga. I really do. So, Luis says, why can't Greenlaw be like Eric Kendricks? That was fun. What was the contract? They didn't give the specifics yet, but let me see. Did they give the specifics yet? I don't know. We'll find out what the specifics are, but it's a one-year deal. It's probably going to be a $2 million, $3 million deal at most, $2 million maybe. 1-year deal. Well, we're not talking about a whole lot of money. Well, $1 million is a lot of money, but for NFL standards, it's not the biggest. So it's not the biggest. And I'll tell you what, honestly, this Jason Pinnock move is very good because the 49ers needed to apply some pressure on Jair Brown. Let's sit here and talk about Jair Brown. Jair Brown was supposed to be a star on this team. They drafted him a few years back, second-round pick. He was like the crown jewel of the draft 2 years back, and he has not been good. First year rookie, he showed some flashes. But let me tell you, he has not lived up to what we thought he was going to be. This is his third year. There's a lot of pressure on him. Maybe this move lights a fire under Tig so he can be better because he was slow. He was bad in coverage. He missed a lot of tackles. Jason Pinnock was a solid signing, and I think this is going to put some pressure on Jair Brown. I like this move. This is my favorite move of the free agency period so far. I like it, man. LM says, Floyd is gone. Who's going to take his spot? Good question. We'll see who it is. We'll find. They're still not done. Julius Calloway says, this dead cap is honestly a blessing since it gives your young guys the opportunity to prove themselves. That right there, beautiful. You guys are coming around. You guys are finally seeing it my way. You guys are seeing it. You guys are seeing it. You're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. You're readily figuring it out. Now the rookies from last year have to step up and be starters. You're going to prove that you could be a dog in the NFL. Talanoa Hufanga, his second year in the league, became a Pro Bowl player, an all-pro player. You got Mustafa, you got Pooney, you got Pearsall, you got Renardo Green. Now they're going to start. It's going to be a lot of pressure on them, but they're NFL players. They got to go out there and prove themselves. There you Julius Calloway, you had the best comment of the day so far. I love it. You guys are figuring it out. You're going to go into this league next year, this season next year, and you're going to have dogs out there trying to prove themselves. If they make it to the playoffs, a full year of Malik Mustafa starting, he should be amazing by the playoffs. Like everybody's saying, oh, we don't have talent. We have good young talent. Don't disrespect Malik Mustafa. Don't disrespect Renardo Green. Don't disrespect Diamond Lenore. Don't disrespect our young talent, Ricky Pearsall. This is what the 49ers are doing, is they're building a draft. They're getting young players. They're getting cheaper players that they can afford to build this roster so they don't have to break the bank and have all this dead cap money. Javon Hargrave, they paid him a lot of money. We were hyped up, and he was dog trash. Now, here's the other thing. The 49ers, listen, they know they spent a lot of money on players that did not pan out. And I think the problem is the Niners have built up this expectation for us over the offseason that we're going to go sign all these players. Oh, man, I can't wait for free agency. I'm probably part of the problem because I hype it up. I post the rumors. I post the updates, the developing stories, all that stuff. All these reporters, they say, keep an eye on him, keep an eye on him, keep an eye on him. And the Niners are like, oh, man, the Niner fans are like, okay, we've heard about Myles Garrett. We've heard about Max Crosby. We're hearing about Devontae Adams. We're hearing about all these great players. So we get so excited. They gaslight us. And then when the news hits that they sign with another team, we're so pissed off. We're so depressed. But you got to see the big picture. This year, the 49ers, they're not going after splash players. They're changing it up. In the years they've done that. In the years past, they've done it. But the problem is we're expecting that. No more, guys. They got to save some money, and they're doing it a different way. So just trust the process. Trust the process. Niners says people are sleeping on us. Exactly. That's why we play. Thank you. See? Figuring it out, man. You've been seeing the vision, says Julius. You're seeing the light. I like it. See the vision. See the light. It took me, I'm not going to lie to you. Yesterday, I was crashing out a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and say that I wasn't, because you can watch my old videos from yesterday and say, well, you're kind of depressed. I was mentally tired. Honestly, the night before, I didn't sleep much. I was tired. And then I see all this news. My phone's going crazy. Raj, what's going on? And I got a lot of negative messages. Fucking Niners are done. We're cooked. And I'm just like, I was a little stressed out yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you. I slept in. Very good. Not good because I missed some news. We eventually posted it. I woke up and I saw the light. And I listened to the John Lynch video from the Combine. And I was like, he told us. He told us what's going to happen, whether we like it or not. We just got to wait and see what the process is going to be. So I like it. Overall, this is good news. Yeah, I'm already live, my boy. That's right. You forgive me? You forgive me for the crash out? Thank you. I needed that. I need that. So we'll see. I'm going to bounce out. That was the news for now. 49ers signed Jason Pinnock, defensive back. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this move and upset about it, but I think it was a good move. It's a solid young player. He's 25, and I think he can compete and put some pressure on Jair Brown. I really think it's a solid move. Now, I'm not standing here saying he's going to be amazing and oh my God, but I think he's going to be a solid player that can really compete and push some of the other players on our roster, because maybe he doesn't start. Maybe he's a depth piece, but maybe he's good enough to push Jair Brown and make him better. Don't you want to see Jair Brown play good if he's a starter? Yes, you do. I do too. He was dog trash last year. Now I want to see him play better. So maybe this guy does just that, pushes him to his limit. So we'll see, guys. Niners making some moves today. Nothing too splashy, but low risk, high reward type guys. Let's review before I leave. Here are the players the 49ers signed today. Giants defensive back Jason Pinnock. He's a defensive back. They signed linebacker and special teams ace Luke Gifford, both of them to one-year deals. So not like they're trying to break the bank here. They re-signed 49ers linebacker Curtis Robinson, special teamer. And they also signed this morning Richie Grant, free agent safety. He was a second-round pick in the back in the day. So there you go. Good moves, solid depth, special teams. They're putting an emphasis on special teams. If you remember, the 49ers were in absolute last place in special teams, and they needed it. Today, they addressed that. Now they need to address the defensive line and the O-line. I will tell you that. That's next. They got to take care of that. So CG says, who cares? A lot of people care. If you watch the 49ers games, if you actually watched the 49ers games last year, you would know special teams was abysmal. So actually, I think we should care. David says, our best unit is going to be special teams. Okay, I love it. That's great. Last year, our worst unit was special teams. So fix the special teams, please. I'm happy about it. You guys have a good rest of your day. Now, before we leave, I got to say this. I'm going to throw this out there. I will be live as soon as some news drops. Again, every time I say that, you know what happens? We get a little news afterwards. So, John Lynch, if you're listening, 49ers, I'll be back as soon as the next batch of news comes back. You guys have a good one. Let's hope that we keep the streak, baby. We 3 for 3 today. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Love you. Go Niners.